Israel, and once again addressing the issue of the protests we're seeing in Gaza for the third day in a row now. We've seen hundreds of people. Even if it was thousands, it would be no big deal, considering there's 2 million people there with not much to do all day. But hundreds of people, as if that's supposed to impress us, have rallied in the streets, chanting slogans against Hamas, demanding peace, demanding that Hamas leave power. Okay? This is what you call too little too late, folks. You should have been doing this a year and a half ago, from day one of this stupid war. And now that Hamas is paying the price because Israel does not have its hands tied behind its back anymore, and the people of Gaza, who pretty much down to a person support Hamas, right? We know it's fake. Now, how do I know it's fake? Okay, first of all, I've seen things that demonstrate that it's fake. And we've seen video, I can't say exactly what, but I can tell you with an incredibly high degree of certainty, it is fake. There are certainly elements of this. Look, there are people who do not like Hamas in Gaza, of course. There are a very, very, very small number of people who do not like Hamas who are in Gaza. They're an incredibly small number, and they are too scared to speak up for the most part. And even they have not taken up Israel's offer. $5 million for information about the location of the hostages. Just information about where they might be, where to look. They all know. They all bloody know. There isn't a soul in Gaza who hasn't had whispers or rumors or something like that. What do you think they do all day? You think they don't talk about this all day? They talk about this all day. This is their daily life. This is what they're dealing with. You think they're going about their normal lives in Gaza right now? No, they're not going about their normal lives. Yeah, are there people shopping in Gaza? Yeah, there's tons of people shopping in Gaza. There's people, they have markets there. Believe it or not, Israel has not destroyed everything. But you think you think rumors don't spread around in towns which haven't been completely decimated yet? Rumors do spread around. Do you think rumors don't spread around in refugee camps or on the beaches where people are sleeping in their tents? Rumors spread there. You think there's no information at all that they could give to the Israelis, that the Israelis could check up on, and if it pans out in any way, that they would get their $5 million and their new life as promised by Israel? No, they absolutely would get that $5 million and that new life as promised by Israel. And they absolutely have that information. Even the people who hate Hamas know something. They have not even one person has given up information to the IDF. If they want peace so badly, if they hate Hamas so badly, if they want Hamas out of power so badly, why hasn't any one person in that entire crowd of people given up information to the IDF? You think those thousands and thousands of people who say they want to get Hamas out of power, and that Hamas is the root of their problems, and that Hamas has brought them more in devastation, and that they want the war to end, and that they want peace with Israel, you think out of those thousands of people that we've seen, even just hundreds of people that they say now in the news, but it's thousands. You can see in the videos from yesterday and the day before, and even today. It may be the low numbers of thousands, and it is a low number of thousands. You think out of those thousands of people, not one person knows anything about the whereabouts, the potential whereabouts. It doesn't even have to be exact location. Potential whereabouts of where the IDF can go look to find the hostage. If you believe that, I have a beach to sell you in South Dakota. A big, beautiful beach right on the shore, right on the ocean front, right there in South Dakota. You want it? Message me. I'll send you my Bitcoin wallet address. It's just absolutely crazy. Yes, there are people protesting in the streets of Gaza. And yes, a significant portion of them, if not the majority of them, if not entirely, are being told to do so by Hamas. Why? In order to make the Palestinians seem reasonable and innocent and like people who want peace and who don't want a terrorist group to rule them. That's why they're doing this. They're doing this to put pressure on Israel. If you don't understand that, you don't understand how they operate. They are very good at the fake propaganda. Okay? They're very good in propaganda. They're very good at fake news in Gaza. That's one thing they got nailed down pat. They're very good at playing victim. They're very good at always appearing like, oh, those poor Palestinians. Meanwhile, they're driving around in fancy cars. Yeah, they got a lot of fancy cars in Gaza. They're driving around. They got their fancy earphones or iPhones and Androids. The latest version of everything. Latest version of computers. Latest version of computer tablets, mobile devices. You don't think they have that? They have that. You want to know how they got that in? They brought it in through Egypt. How do you think they brought it in? You think the average Palestinian is piss poor? Yeah, the average Palestinian is piss poor. But guess what? There's a lot of Palestinians in Gaza who are not piss poor. The average Palestinian in Gaza is not nearly as badly off as you think. Even the ones that are piss poor are still eating better than most people in the West. All right? Most people in the world, in fact, right? The average number of calories per day that they consume, more than 3,000. How many calories a day do you consume? Most people don't consume more than 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. They consume, or at least they receive enough to consume more than 3,000 calories per day per person. So don't tell me that they are lacking in calories. They're not. They have plenty of calories. They're not starving. And what you're seeing on the news is pure propaganda. 100%. I guarantee it. Almost 100%, because there's always a possibility that things aren't as they seem. However, I can tell you what I've seen, like what I've actually seen, which you will not see on the news. There's no way that this isn't Hamas propagate. This is literally Hamas psyops, trying to work the West and the useful idiots. So, stay safe, keep the peace, and let's hope that there will do turn this protest movement. Let's see if this actually turns into something where Gaza is suddenly no longer run by Hamas because the public demands that they resign. The probability of unarmed civilians in Gaza removing Hamas from power, I mean, that is an extremely low probability, yeah? But okay, let's say, hey, anything can happen, right? Okay, if anything can happen, keep your breath, hold your breath, and hope that they might be able to work a miracle. But I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I really, really, really would not lose sleep over it, because the probability is high that they are not going to lose power to a bunch of unarmed civilians. If they haven't left power because of the IDF, they're certainly not going to just walk away from power because of unarmed civilians. It's not a thing they do. Now, you might think it is. You might think that'll happen. But that's not a thing that's going to happen. I don't really know how else to make it more clear to you. Right. The Gaza Strip is currently ruled with an iron fist by the butchers of Hamas. They're not going to give up their power to a bunch of people who don't even have guns compared to what they have. Yes, other people in Gaza Gaza who have guns who are not in Hamas? Well, of course there are. There's plenty of other terrorist groups in Gaza. Plenty. No shortage. Many of them took part in the attacks on October 7th. But do you actually think that any of those people are going to be able to stand up against Hamas and remove them from power? I hate to tell you this. It's just not going to happen. So, anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, miracles will happen. And somehow this public protest becomes a bigger movement that grows bigger than Hamas expected and grows beyond their ability to control it. But I wouldn't sleep over it. Okay, that's it for now, folks. Take care. Peace.